Okay, so this is kind of tough to see, but I've been messing around with this mid plate for a while. When I took it out, it was kind of bound up. I loosened all the bolts, and I couldn't get the top right out. So after some fine measurement, it's probably super tough to see here, but you can probably tell this side is not exactly in its home. So we can assume that's from the incident last spring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the motor in with the mid plate in between and just kind of see where it wants to sit. I can't just put it wherever I want because the turbo kit and everything is built, for the motor location. So I'm gonna set it in, I'm gonna strap the front plate on it and just see where it lands back there, and that's where we're gonna burn it in. So you're gonna notice, if you see the cars here and you notice that the mid plate is not painted, there's a reason. Because like usual, I had my whole weekend all planned out. And my phone rings tonight. None other than Josh, who I probably owe 1 or 2 or 10 favors to. And he's like, hey, I bought a car and now we need to drive across country. I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. So apparently we're leaving now. Taking my old man's enclosed trailer because I sold mine. My trailer's gone. So if you see me and you're like, where did your monstrosity of a trailer go? Well, here's the deal. Kind of ran out of money to get the car done for the spring. And the reality is the trailer doesn't make the car any faster. So I sold it. Got to start hemorrhaging assets off until you have enough money to go racing again. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get my car to racetrack this year. We have an open trailer, or I might just go back to like I had a 22 foot before and I actually kind of liked it. So I don't know, got to figure that out. But anyhow, I can take the old man's trailer and we are going to boogie to Detroit. Nothing like downtown Detroit, just loading up chassis cars in the middle of winter. We made it. We made her back. Whole 24-hour turn and burn to Detroit. It's like 10 hours. This Saturday night, just got back in town, throwing some fuel in the truck. Go home, wash the whole rig, put her back away for the winter, and get back to it in the shop. Ooh, back in the shop, right where I left it. Okay, so I was gonna try to fire it for today's video. It's Sunday. If you haven't realized this by now, the videos usually come out the same day I finish them because it's always a last minute rush. I've actually been working on this all week, but there's only so much time after work to work on your own stuff. Anyhow, I was gonna try to fire it today just to make sure it runs and everything. I realized I don't have a fuel pump yet. I'm trying to get a hold of one. I got like a couple leads, but nobody's really got back to me for sure on them. I could probably throw the red pump on it, but we exploded the pulley at the last event this year, but it might be salvageable enough. So anyhow, I'm gonna start bolting this thing together and we're gonna like push towards firing it, but we'll see how it goes. Worst case, we'll get everything put together and we'll set the turbo in the car and we'll see what the new charge pipe situation looks like. So close. We're so close, but this is not going to pan out. So we got the injectors, the rails, throttle body, headers. I got the coils on that side. I will never, ever, ever again forget to put the coil packs on before the motor goes in. I have this kit from ICT where they mount it on the side of the block. I really like that they mount down there and they're nice and clean and out of the way. But it is a real chore if you don't put them on first. So I'm gonna use their motive pump. It's still in here, the A1000 from the NA stuff. So I'm gonna use that to fire it. That's all ready to go. So I just need to get the other coil pack on. But then I realized I don't have fuel and I don't have spark plugs. And there was something else I was missing, but oil. So we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna focus on the cold side. So we're gonna use the hot side from last year, but it's gonna be a different cold side. So if you haven't seen it before, we've got this Maven mount that Brian made and just goes right to this convenient pipe. And I'm real lazy, so I drilled a hole here, a bolt, so that's my stop. So it's super easy to toss it in there. Oh no, I put it on backwards. Shoot. Stand by. So that's its old home. So this used to be flipped around. We had it run through the firewall, charge pipe come down the side, hook into here. So I'm hoping, I want to run this forward now. How convenient. So I want to run that forward, and then we see if we're going to get charge pipe. The problem is my exhaust, my big dongle exhaust. So I think what we're going to have to do is spin this like that. Probably gonna have to make a new mount. Oh God, this is getting out of hand in a hurry. Or, wait a minute. So now this is where you're into the old, I don't know where to put it thing. So a couple weeks ago, I was sitting out here kind of thinking about this. And I thought, well, I could put throttle body sideways. I could flip it around again. Or if we can just make it like a 45, if we cut the Holley one apart and welded it. And I thought, you know what would be sweet is a V-band. So check this out. Oh, look, you just put it wherever you want. Here, here, oh God, hang on, design flaw, haven't cut the studs yet. So you can spin this whichever way we need it. So now, if we turn, oh gosh, there's so many, I spin this, no wait, that way. So the other dilemma is my exhaust kind of went there. So I kind of want to go like over yonder with it. Something like that. So basically shoot the charge pipe that way, shoot the exhaust this way, out the side of the cowl. I might flip the throttle body. Dreams and aspirations. I have no idea how it's gonna work. I'm not a fabricator, but it's good to dream. Yeah, so kind of like that. Come out the side of the cowl because I hated that it came out the top because it rains all over the car. Yeah, this is looking good. Yep, so exhaust out yonder. Cut a new hole on the side of my hood. Throttle body this way. Brian even put a little mount on here for me for my cable. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. So yeah, so throttle body that way. Exhaust this way. And charge pipe. We're just gonna go loop, just like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is gonna work. Whoosh and whoosh, like that. It always sounds really good in my head until you try to actually make it, come to fruition, and then something will be terribly wrong. But for now, this is the plan. This is it. So we're gonna order some material this week, build a charge pipe, finish hooking all that stuff up. Whack, by the end of the week, we got a turbo car. So I'm definitely envisioning exhaust all in my line of vision, which the reality is it won't be a whole lot different than before because we came up there before and I couldn't see anything anyhow. So at least this way, if I'm in the left lane, I'll be able to maybe see the tree now. We could flip it. We could flip the exhaust this way, spin the charge pipe that way, rotate this yonder. Ooh, we better give it a try. Okay, so version 2, everything's opposite. Talk about making life easy for an idiot like myself. Just V-band everything. You just spin stuff around until it's like a puzzle. you give your kid, and you spin things until it works. Anyhow, this could be a possibility. I think it'll be a little bit uglier with the charge pipe up higher, and then I can't get a hood on it, and that's gonna be a problem. I don't know, I kind of like version 1 more, and I'll just deal with the blurry vision. Okay, let's get in front of any questions before we watch the video. Okay, so this was the idea, to have a clockable. Oh, I can't do it 2 hands. I need 2 hands, but you get the point. It spins. It's a lot of China and some ICT billet. So I bought a flange, I bought a cast elbow, I bought a carb spacer for a 4150, and I bought a V-band from Monkey Fab. All the V-bands in my car are from Monkey Fab, actually. And then I brought Brian a pile of parts, and he made it 1 part. So this is it. I had some thoughts about like making these and selling them for people like me that are fabricationally challenged to make life easier. I do have a couple concerns. Either A, my cast elbow from China exploding. B, the size of it. It's a little bit smaller diameter. It's a 4-inch. It's just a touch smaller than the Holley elbow that I used to have. So here's the 2 of them side by side. The Holley elbow isn't that big. It's basically the same thing with a V-band added. Still 4150. So that's what you're looking at. Obviously though, this, you can see where the pipe, the cast elbow kind of reduces it down a little bit, where this is hollowed out. Keep in mind, this is like prototype 1, version 1. Needs a little refining, but I just kind of wanted to put together like a cheap version of it just to try it and put on the dyno. Definitely curious to swap these out on the dyno and see how they work side by side. So at any rate, by this time next week, it should run for sure. I kind of lied last week. I didn't promise. I said I'd try. The old Detroit speed run kind of got in our way a little bit, but by this time next week, we should have it all put together. Maybe next weekend, get the charge pipe made, get that on there, and we could be boosted just like that in a week. And that leaves me almost a whole month to get ready for Cincy Street Nights. Stand by.